Hey there, do you want to learn more about the latest figures, trends, and insights about the use of AI within talent acquisition? Well, then you should probably sign up for our brand new event, the AI in Recruitment Outlook for 2024. During the event, experts, vendors, and users will join us in a talk show setting and will air an exclusive interview with a member of the European Commission all about the AI Act, and we'll have Martin Redstone and George Laroque, who both will provide some very excellent insights. Register now for free via ai-in-recruitment.com/outlook 2024.
Yes, welcome to the 8th episode of AI in Recruitment, the podcast where we navigate the dynamic world of AI, artificial intelligence, in talent acquisition and recruitment. My name is Martijn Hemminga, and next to me is Jasper Spanjaart.
As per usual, yeah.
Jasper, or did we do Jasper?
No, it's Jasper.
Jasper.
Or Jasper.
Jasper and Martijn Hemminga. Today we're diving deep into the evolution of ChatGPT. And yes, it was already on our schedule. Before last week, there was a soap opera.
Yeah, a new Netflix original, Prime original, 7 Days in Silicon Valley. That is going to be on one of the streaming channels, surely, because what happened at ChatGPT and its parent company at OpenAI was just frankly ridiculous. So we were happy to have this on the schedule to begin with, but it's taken a bit of a turn, I think, and our plans have slightly changed because there is some pretty big news to go over, I think.
I think the book is better than the series on Netflix.
You already prefer the book?
Yes, already.
Before anything is out?
Before anything is out.
Yeah, the book was good. I like the book.
I think the book will be good. Someone has to write it.
Someone's going to write it.
Yes.
ChatGPT probably, but
yes,
someone's going to write it. No, I mean, so our plan was to go over what's happened to ChatGPT in 2023 because it's been a staggering year since its inception in 2022, November 2022.
Yeah.
It's just been ridiculous. But first, some big news. Sam Altman, the visionary CEO behind OpenAI, stepped down, then came back, then stepped down again, and came back. We got the timeline on all of this because we figured this might be interesting to some of our listeners. The first edition of the timeline was approximately more than 1,000 words, to which you said, Jasper, you have to cut some of this, otherwise I'm going to be redundant for this episode. But we'll take you through it briefly. I'll try to anyway. So
I grab a coffee.
Yeah, you grab a coffee, sit down, relax. So November 16, Ilya Sutskever, who's a Russian-born Israeli-Canadian computer scientist working in machine learning. He also co-founded OpenAI, and he is a chief scientist there. So he schedules a call with Altman to provide some pretty bad news, I assume. The following day, Greg Brockman, you'll get to know all of these figures now because I didn't know many of these figures. Sam Altman was the face of it, and you see some of the names, but now it gets really tough. So Greg Brockman, who is the president and another co-founder of OpenAI, he gets the news that it's being demoted and removed from the board as chairman. But he was vital to the company, so he would remain as president of the company. And he'd also received the news, pretty big news, that his friend and colleague and co-founder, Sam Altman, had been fired. So he goes on Twitter or X to say they're shocked, they're saddened, and they don't know what happened. So the same day, OpenAI publishes a blog announcing sort of an executive shakeup. And then OpenAI held a meeting during the afternoon, and they defended Altman's ousting at first, and it wasn't a hostile takeover, and this was necessary to protect OpenAI's mission of making AI beneficial to humanity. But that's not all that happens on that day. So the same day, still November 17, Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, obviously, Satya Nadella, they're obviously a partner with OpenAI, and they published a statement about it. And I'm still not sure why. I think I know why, but that's for later down the timeline. And they say, we've come to a long-term agreement with OpenAI. We remain committed. That same night, Greg Brockman, one of the co-founders, announces he's quitting. Alongside him, 3 senior researchers quit. So you're still with me, Martijn? Yeah?
Yes.
It's a bit of a
yes,
monologue.
okay.
Sorry about that. So the next day, we're finally into the next day, Saturday, November 18. Detail starts to sort of trickle out as to why this all happened. And Axios obtains a memo by OpenAI COO Brad Nightcap, and he says, basically, this was a breakdown in communication between Sam and the board. Sam wasn't communicating with the board as to what was happening, and he was communicating stuff that was happening to OpenAI without sharing it with the board first. Then the information drops another bomb that day, says that there's a planned sale of OpenAI, at least the employee shares. There's been some speculation around that. And it says that planned sale could be in jeopardy, and that they spoke to sources formerly with the company, and that they reported that sale probably wasn't going to happen anymore. And if it would be at a lesser valuation than it would have been, because essentially this ordeal has cost them billions, because their market value has dropped just ridiculously within a week since this all happened. But I think before we dive into all of this even more, I think there's one tune that our audience loves, and to avoid a further monologue,
Yes.
what do you think this will be?
I'm listening. Oh, yes. Here we are.
AI.
AI news.
Yeah, you're supposed to do it. I'm not
Yes.
supposed to do it. This is your bit.
I was scrolling through all the text because it was just 3 days and we have 4 days left and
Yeah.
it's still unbelievable. But okay, later more. Technology may never be able to completely replace people. Yes.
Yes. Good news.
Yes, but it could make a 3-day work week possible.
Okay.
At least that's what more Microsoft news. Bill Gates thinks. The billionaire was interviewed by the US presenter and comedian Trevor Noah in his podcast What Now? And when Noah asked him about the impact of AI for us humans, he said, "Don't panic. We don't have to work that hard
Great.
anymore. So we got a
I love it.
4-day weekend."
That's awesome. Is there going to be more sports in that weekend? Otherwise, I'm going to be bored. I'm going to be working anyway.
Yeah. So and he's not the only one, because the CEO of JP Morgan,
Yeah.
Jamie Dimon of Dimon,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Diamond. He's a diamond in the rough.
Dimon. I think Jamie, the CEO of JP Morgan, thinks it will be 3.5 days.
3.5 days a week.
Yeah.
So half the week spent working.
So 3.5. Yeah. Yeah.
How would you?
Doesn't
You're not the type of person to take 3.5 days off.
No.
You would just work more.
Yeah. What's the definition of work?
Hey, good point.
Is this work?
I think so. It technically constitutes work, but I think it's just two weird guys rambling in a microphone about AI. So.
Yeah. So do you have also some AI news?
I always have AI news. Usually I bring up like scientist stuff or sportsy stuff, but this one's all about a supercomputer. The word triggered me in the title, so I had to go for that. The European Commission and the European High Performance Computing Joint Undertaking, which sounds like the best name for a bunch of people talking about computers.
Once more, please.
So it's the European High Performance Computing Joint Undertaking.
Okay.
Yes. They've probably got an abbreviation for that, but I'm not going to use it. So they have committed to providing open access to EU supercomputing resources for AI startups and SMEs as part of the EU AI Startup Initiative. It's quite interesting. So the initiative aims to accelerate AI development by reducing training time from months to weeks. And the President von der Leyen, the European Commission's president, emphasizes Europe's leadership in supercomputing and envisions this access will foster responsible AI development. They'll also launch a large AI grant challenge, and they'll open up supercomputer capacity to ethical AI startups. So on the back, that's everything that's being said about the EU and their lack of wanting to adopt this. I think it's an interesting step that they've taken themselves now. When we mention the EU, immediately you think about legislation.
Mhm.
So this is just an initiative to try and see, okay, what can it really do? And they obviously, the ethical, it's in there for a reason.
Yeah.
It needs to be ethical, but I think it's an interesting step.
Yeah. Well, in the last podcast with Martin Redstone, we also talked about they are also scared if we do the same what we did with social media.
Yeah.
And I think this is bigger, but also social media has some pros and cons.
Yeah, definitely.
And what's also nice, because now we're talking, I think almost half of all the podcasts about the legislation in the EU.
It's a subject I love to bring up.
Yes,
yes.
but you already you mentioned the voice over in the announcement we started this podcast with.
Yeah,
that we have a guest in the 1st of February talk show.
Yes,
from the EU.
Exactly. So the event we're hosting in February, we spent a lot of time trying to figure out, okay, you got an hour and a half of essentially a sort of webinar feeling.
Mhm.
What are you going to do with that time? And I love legislation for some reason.
Okay.
So I thought who better to talk to than the European Commission.
Yeah.
And the good news is that we've managed to secure someone within the European Commission who's been instrumental in creating that AI Act, and that we've mentioned so many times on this podcast. So that's a huge get for us. We're probably going to travel down to Brussels to interview him or her. Well, just keeping it in the middle who it's going to be. So that is quite exciting. Yes.
Yeah. So we will talk about it more. Talking about the European Union, I've got also some extra AI news.
Oh God.
Because
oh wait, do we need to?
The Netherlands win the AI Song Contest 2023. Yes, since 2020 there is a European contest in which countries compete against each other with songs made by AI.
Really?
And we won. The Dutch won. Yes, really.
You feel a real sense of pride, don't
it's
you?
the 4th edition of the AI Song Contest took place in Galicia. And the Dutch entry, Synthetic Beat Brigade, took victory with How Would You Touch Me? You can watch the winning.
Okay,
so, how can you touch me?
Yeah, great. That sounds awesome.
So that was the news.
That was all.
That's all. So
we won something.
So we both have something about Europe.
Oh, great. Yeah, that's a great segue. Yeah, amazing. No, I'm glad we won something. We've not won a World Cup ever. This is European then.
It's the 4th edition already, so it's not something.
Okay, have we won previously? Who's
no,
won
I
the
don't.
other ones?
I don't have all the information.
Come on, Martijn, you need to be.
No, I don't have all the information here, but it was the La Coruña was that. So it's really an international event.
It was in Spain. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So we finally won something. That's something to be. Well, after this week's elections, I'm pleased someone won something that I'm not overly. No, let's just.
But don't talk about our local.
It's not a political podcast.
Local shit.
No.
Yeah.
Local shit. That's right. Yeah, that's the way to put it. But before we head back into the ChatGPT saga, we have sort of another question for you guys, because beyond hosting an event that is going to be great and people are already signing up, quite a lot of people are already signing up, which we're very grateful for. If you're an HR professional and you use AI tools in your recruitment process, then please participate in our first ever European AI and recruitment survey. So we want to measure the extent to which AI has really entered the recruiting industry, because we can talk at length about all types of stuff, but we're really curious, how are you using it? What are you using? What are you using it for? And how do you envision it going in the future? So please go to our website to submit that survey, complete that survey, because it's quite a short one. We've tried to make it as so we don't take up as much of your time as possible. And we're also offering I think Amazon gift vouchers for people who complete it. So you can buy books about AI, or you can just buy a nice Lego set for your daughter or for yourself.
And for everyone, there's a lot of karma.
Good karma.
for free.
AI
Yeah,
karma.
good karma.
AI karma.
AI karma.
Okay.
AIkarma.com. Would it be still free?
Stop buying URLs, Martijn.
Okay, I quit it. So what was the website again? Where?
So the website is ai-in-recruitment.com.
Yes.
And then if anyone doesn't know what a hyphen is, Google it.
Yes.
You'll find it.
Or ask ChatGPT.
Well, that's ChatGPT. Yeah. Stop Googling
Google.
stuff. That's so
It's
20.
old-fashioned.
Yeah, I'm so 20.
So and then you see in the menu you can see survey 2024.
Yeah. So
And I think it's 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes
Yeah.
tops, and it'll really give us a great idea as to
Mhm.
what's happening within the recruitment industry, and it'll give you all a
Yeah.
really great feel because it's so much said about AI and the adoption of it, but I think it's good to get it down to a few stats, and
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. So and the results we will present it the 1st of February in our
Yep.
talk show.
Yep.
We will discuss it with our guests. We will have you can ask questions to our guests. We
Yep.
will have some polls, so we make it really interactive.
February 1st, it's going to be great.
Yes. So back to the saga.
Back to the saga. Oh, we could have done a nice little saga introduction music thingy
Now
for
we
this.
can use the because it's already all about ChatGPT. We can use the ChatGPT. This is more ChatGPT.
The saga.
Yes.
So we are fast forwarding a slightly little bit now because there's just too much to go over. So now Altman says he's planning to launch a new venture and that Brockman would join him. Meanwhile, investors are pressuring OpenAI to reinstate Altman because they can see the writing on the wall. They're losing billions in market value, essentially. So something's going wrong there. They're aware of it. They want to reinstate him. Then the news comes out that they would be interested in reinstating him, but then, like half an hour later, because I was following this all on a Saturday, because what else are you going to do? Then it appears they're drawing up replacements, so they're looking at potential replacements for Altman. So then on Sunday, the news comes out that Altman wouldn't be returning as CEO, and the next day, plot twist, Altman and Brockman say they'll join Microsoft as part of the new AI, sort of a new AI research team.
And is this day 4 or 5?
This is day 5, I believe. Yeah,
okay.
day 5. So we're on to day 5.
Okay.
But I'd imagine this is going to be 2 weeks. It's just going to draw on and on and on. Anyway, so which is interesting, Microsoft, because they're obviously shareholders in OpenAI. So they saw this happening and they thought, well, let's just steal these 2 guys straight away for our own research team so that we can probably, pull the plug on OpenAI. I don't know what happened there. Meanwhile, sort of OpenAI's employees published a letter saying that they might quit unless the startup board resigns and they reappoint Altman. So the pressure is on there. Apparently, I think they have about 750 employees. About 700 signed the letter in the end. Then reports come out that Altman's deal with Microsoft isn't done. And that he's still open to a return to OpenAI if and only if the board members who fired him step aside. Yeah. So he's essentially saying it's either me or them. Then finally, OpenAI's board, still frantically trying to find a long-term replacement, they offer a merger. Apparently, this is allegedly. I don't know if it's true, but it was there and it was interesting. They offer a merger to Dario Amodei of rival language model developer Anthropic. And he turns the offer down because he thinks, this is a shit show. I don't want to be a part of this. Because imagine that. Imagine stepping into OpenAI. All the employees clearly want this one guy back. But here's the new guy. That would be a tough onboarding.
But also, they appoint as a new CEO the founder of Twitch.
Yeah, for temporarily. Temporarily, sort of as an interim.
2 days.
2 days. I don't know how
3
many
days.
Yeah. So then, so we're writing all of this, we're following all of this, and then I'm glad we didn't record this on Monday because there would have been a different outcome.
Yeah.
The news breaks on Wednesday, so that's the 7th day. Altman and Brockman are set to return to OpenAI with a completely different board.
Wow.
And that's where we are.
Great.
What do you make of this? Be honest.
It's incredible. I think it's a big ego show. Also.
Yeah, clearly.
A lot of egos. Also, some stupidness if you think as a board or some board members that you could fire someone who is so connected with your product,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Altman is
He's the face of it.
he's the face of the so
He's not just you've got plenty of companies in the world
Yeah.
where you go, "Who's that? The CEO?"
yeah,
I've
I
never
don't
heard
know
of him.
that.
Or
No.
but here
He is-
it was clearly the guy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it was so volatile, and it was so. I mean, the idea to bring him back now and everything's fine again. Obviously, this has put a really big asterisk next to their reputation. I
Mhm.
feel like, because before this, we were still viewing. I think many of us were still viewing OpenAI as this revolutionary company, and
Yeah.
and they were developing stuff that no one else was developing, and they were being, they're a spectacularly innovative company. Now you think to yourself, what a shit show.
Well,
Still innovative, like they're
Well,
still
it
doing
is.
great stuff, but
the product was running last week, so normally. But what you see, and that's something different, because it's you call it a company, but in essential, the first time they started, also with Elon Musk as one of the founders,
yeah,
it was a non-profit
true,
initiative.
yeah,
So, but because they got they needed to have more funding, so they decided to make a company aside the non-profit initiative. So
I think so, yeah.
I don't know. So that would be interesting to dive into it. So is there still an
Is it still a non-profit?
yeah?
or-
Because if you look at the numbers, you didn't mention it. I think.
I think-
how many billion?
Yes,
It was just for the employees.
Yeah, I think they were just mentioning the employee shares that was that would value the company at, so that's the valuation of
Yeah.
86 billion.
Billion. Yeah, it's not only for the 700
no.
employees.
I'd imagine that is just the value of the company, because the employees are the value of the company. Before this, yeah.
Before this, yeah.
Yeah, it's just staggering to me, because I don't know. I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, but also we see this company from the outside,
Yeah.
and if you look at how big it was before the launch in November last year, and now it's still something like a grow up with, and it's normal for a scale up. Sorry, a scale up who has some problems, because what you see is that the company is growing much
so fast.
so fast.
Yeah,
Your internal processes and things aren't.
No, I doubt they are, and it's something that a lot of scale-ups or startups have to deal with. But when you look at sort of the decisions of, because you look at a board of an organization, let's call it an organization like that, and you think to yourself, clearly these people must have an idea as to how to run this operation. But when you look at how frantically they were looking for a new CEO, you're like, have they ever heard of executive search?
Yeah.
Like, there are models out there that you can just use as a big organization to, make sure that this doesn't become a public saga. And obviously what happened straight away is that Brockman and Altman took to X straight away, voiced their displeasure, and it just became a public topic. And if there's anything I'd assume you don't want happening within the boardroom about your leadership, is it for it to become an open debate, essentially. So I don't know. I think
Okay, enough. ChatGPT bashing. Okay, but okay. So initially, before the saga or the soap opera, we already wanted to make this episode look back at what was 2023 for ChatGPT, because we are. I didn't know. It was the end of November, so it was
end of November 2022.
Yeah, so it's exactly a year around this when we record this episode.
Yeah.
And so we thought, well, let's because they initiated in October, November a lot of new features, and then we thought, well, let's look back as from January this year, what happened and how quick it came better.
Yeah, I think it's a good outlay. Yeah.
And when I read it on their website, I thought, yeah,
That's what happened.
that's what happened. So you already forgot how quick, how soon it was.
Do you already
it
get used to
developed.
some of it? Like,
Yeah. And
you
then
felt like it'd been there for years.
yes, but it isn't. It isn't yet. So, and not every month. We got a lot of information. So I only picked some highlights. And
Mhm.
so we start in January. In January, no big things happened. So they improved some factuality and mathematical capabilities. Okay. Then February, the launch of ChatGPT Plus.
Yeah.
Because they also want to make some money. So it was the paid version, $20 a month. So I thought, hey, since when did I have the paid subscription? And that was from April.
Okay.
And I think, hey, did I wait 3 months? But then I realized it came later in Europe. So it's
Yeah. It was launched later in
Yeah.
Europe. I remember going over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's the reason why I had a subscription that later.
Yeah.
Then in March, announcing a ChatGPT 4.
Yeah.
For Plus subscribers. So that's their strategy. What they do, the Plus subscribers who have a paid subscription,
Yeah.
they got all the new stuff first.
That's the business model. Yeah.
That's the business model. And as a little bit, I'm not a techie, but a little bit of techie, a small techie or
Big nerd.
a little nerd,
Big nerd.
little big nerd, little big nerd. I really like it to prove to try all these kind of all sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the ChatGPT 4 is much better than the 3.5.
I'm still using the free version.
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be difference between the two of us. You know, the big nerd and slightly big nerd.
Well, it's interesting to see the differences because I do also a lot of training.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago I had a training the whole afternoon, and the whole afternoon ChatGPT didn't work.
Oh, great.
And I made some screen recordings and some screenshots. And then we
So you could give people value for money.
what we then did, we went prompting in BART to have something to do. But I made some. So don't trust. We are used to that everything is working, but don't trust
Everything always
it.
works,
Don't trust it always. So. In case you really need it for backup, make some screen recordings if you want to show something in a presentation, for example.
Good free tip. Yep.
Yes, free tip.
Free of charge.
So then March also they came with plugins, and that's something I really like. If we look, we built our own websites in WordPress, was also using plugins, so you can add it to your tool. One of them is Zapier, for example, and Zapier is it connects with a couple of thousands other tools. So you can speak your MailChimp, for example, with your WordPress. And so that really works. I tried it in the beginning of March. It didn't work for me, but I know for a lot of developers, etc., it's great to have some connections between ChatGPT and your website or some other tools. So
absolutely,
that's really great. And you don't have to be, because I'm not technical, you don't have to be developer to use those plugins.
Right.
So that's great.
Okay.
Then we go to May.
Yeah.
And then as from May you can turn off your chat history.
Okay.
So it doesn't save it. The standard way is it always save.
Does it not save for you, or does it not save in general?
It's you can look back at all your
Prompts.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then you can turn it off if you don't want it.
Okay. So is it like a incognito mode, or
no?
Is it not the same?
I don't think
they're probably saving everything that we're doing.
They save everything in the US, so I don't think they is. And what they also do is they launched browsing via Bing, because that was when Google Bard was launched. Also not that well the launch, but it was more up to date as ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So then you could use ChatGPT to for searching within Bing, so you had some more up-to-date information.
Right.
Then something came, and I was very jealous because they started the app first.
For the superior phone in the world.
No, for this fucking iPhone people. No, sorry. No, for the iOS app. And they came in Germany, France, and Ireland, and 8 other countries. So I have to wait, I think, 2 or 3 months?
That's what you get for buying an Android.
July, 2 months later.
Then 2
it
months
finally came.
Oh, those were 2 long months, and I could just use it on my iPhone
to the normal
feel great
people
about
phone.
my life.
The normal people phone.
Yeah. iPhones are for innovators, that's true.
The Androids. So, and then it was June, and they improved browsing and searching on mobile. But it was in July, it was also disabled because what happened, ChatGPT took all the text from the websites and, then you've got some problems, of course.
Some slight copyright problems there.
So it was shut down. Later, it was put on again.
Yep.
Okay. Then the app, even kijken. Oh, what also was nice, you can run, ChatGPT could run code.
Oh, yeah.
And you could upload files. So you could upload some PDFs, for example, and then ask ChatGPT questions about it.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah, and it was only in July. So I thought wasn't it already? No, it wasn't there from the beginning. So
it's weird how quick you get used to these changes, where you think to yourself, this was like, none of this existed a year ago, in essence. And now we talk about it thinking, hasn't that been around for a long time? No, it hasn't.
No, it was very new.
Yeah.
So then they want to earn more money in August. So they thought, let's start ChatGPT Enterprise, which an enterprise grade security and privacy, and of course an enterprise price.
Enterprise price.
Enterprise price. I don't know what the price is, but I think
a lot of money, probably.
I think it will be a lot of money. They have higher speed GPT-4 access, unlimited prompting, etc., etc.
It's like a fast track at the airport where everyone's stuck in a queue, but the rich people get to get on the plane.
Get on the plane. And this is especially, of course, and that's something I think especially in the EU and also here in the Netherlands, a lot of companies, also local and national governments, for example, do not allow people to use it because they are afraid the data
of the data
will go to the US. So I think it's very important if you, for example, use it, don't put your personal stuff.
Don't put your passport number in there or a PDF of your passport.
I think the chance something happened isn't that big, I think.
I don't know.
But don't do it.
Like, put your bank details in your...
Yeah, don't do it at home, but also not in the office or
never
on the road.
No, never.
So, a lot of custom instructions available. Then September.
Yeah.
That's something. Because maybe the people here with the video, watching the video, think, what's that camera doing on this desk? And on this desk is a Android phone.
Yeah, that's a shame. Unfortunate, but I mean...
So I took my my call, just like... Mr. iPhone did.
Are you comparing yourself to Steve Jobs?
No. So what I really like this, and I was already very enthusiastic when it came to the normal people phone, and then I had it and I typed something in, but then there is there's something and I discovered it only later, and I put it on. So here you've got. So here you can see. Here is a little bit. Here is a headphone, and if you use it, you can ask things. Hi, ChatGPT. Can you tell us what are the advantages of using AI for recruitment? Okay, thank you. And is there a difference between a corporate and an agency, a recruitment agency, for example? Okay, so well, it continues. And what I really like is, can you please tell this in French? Ah oui, c'est bon?
C'est bon. N'est pas mal.
Non, c'est artificiel? Intelligence
Ouais.
artificielle?
C'est bien.
RH? HR? Oui. Pas demain, mais directement.
Est-ce que vous, ChatGPT, Martijn Hemminga, c'est une
Okay.
host de podcast bien?
Okay. So this is, I really like this.
Ouais.
Yeah, I play a lot with this.
Ouais.
It's very quick, and what you see, you got all the text is also written down, so you can export it, use it, everything. So if you're, I don't think you don't do it in the car, but if you're walking by and you have some thoughts and you have some chat, so you
You
can
feel
really,
like not typing it, or you have any,
Well, I also tried, and my girlfriend was, we were together, and I said, well, we have a discussion, ChatGPT, about, because my girlfriend already wants to put a, how you say that, a Christmas tree in the house.
No, it's too
And
early.
It's too early. I thought, but okay, so we asked ChatGPT, what should we do? And it's really like you're on the couch with a relationship therapist, but it's really, it's fantastic.
Did you settle the debate though?
It's
or did she
fantastic.
win?
So I don't talk to my girlfriend anymore, but only to ChatGPT. So
Yeah, my Tyra's relationship is over, but
Yes.
luckily he's got AI.
yeah, I've got a new girlfriend. She's called GPT. Chat.
Oh
GPT.
god, no! But from January on, it appears that
Yeah.
ChatGPT has really grown into a full-grown adult within a year.
Yeah.
Like everything that's happened.
Yes.
Despite all the commotion that we've talked about at the beginning of this episode, there's some really substantial enhancements to the service, which is it's impressive. Like we've done a lot of bashing in the first half hour. It
Now
is
it's
impressive.
still impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
let's dive in some new features.
yeah, I looked at some new features because the main one is that you can now create custom versions of ChatGPT, which is big, that you can sort of create extra knowledge and combination of skills. So they're rolling out custom versions that you can create yourself for a specific purpose. So if you want a podcast host GPT, you can probably do that. So one of us is going to be gone for the next episode. No, but like if you need a tailored version of ChatGPT to be more helpful in a daily life, like say you have to teach your kid maths homework, or you need to design stickers, I don't know, you can create a very specific GPT for that. And plus, an enterprise users can do that right now straight away.
Yep.
And later this month in November, as we record this, they'll also launch a GPT store, so people can feature and essentially make money from their GPTs. So Martijn.gpt will be there.
I think
obviously,
it will.
and,
So at the end, I of course I've made my own GPT.
that, of course,
But,
I was counting on it.
I will before we will I will show you something later.
Yeah.
Let's finish this.
Yeah. The
To have
last
some, maybe it's good to have some structure.
some structure.
Yeah, in the podcast.
We've never done that.
No, but from now on.
From now
From
on,
now
we'll
on,
try
we have some
try
structure.
some structure.
Yes. So what's next?
Go on. Yeah. Well, I'm waiting
Okay.
for you to
The
put
new-
structure into the podcast.
structure. Jasper, you are now or not?
I'm now.
Yes, it's your turn.
It's my turn to say
your turn.
something. Okay. No. They've also integrated DALL-E 3 with the ChatGPT, so it allows you to respond to requests with images. So from a simple sentence to a detailed paragraph, you can ask ChatGPT what you want to see, and it will translate your ideas into what they say accurate images. I can't fully say I'm behind the word accurate all the time. Some of the stuff it produces is just frankly not that good. But it's not bad. Have you tried the Photoshop one, by the way?
Oh, no, the fire.
No. The ones that introduce in Photoshop beta version. Is ChatGPT calling you? Stop calling.
No, it's not ChatGPT, but it was Sam.
Your girlfriend to say, "Oh, Sam, is he
Altman, yeah.
gonna be on the next episode?"
Yes.
I don't know where I was with this. Completely threw me off.
DALL-E.
Yeah. No, that was it for DALL-E. It's a pretty cool feature. I've tried it on your account. I've not tried it on my account, but it seems pretty cool.
And we can maybe dive into it a little bit, and also
Sally for recruitment.
for example. So for the web browsing future is getting a much better, and also more up to date.
Yeah. Obviously, what Bart did straight away is
Yeah.
now something that ChatGPT is also allowing.
And it would be a game changer for some real information, and that's the difference between the old-fashioned searching, or it's on Google or Bing or some other old-fashioned browsing thing.
Google.
Now you get a lot of results, and well, you can. The difference is, of course, you have to, and of course you can have some alternatives, and that's what I really like about Google Bart. You got some buttons on the backside to have alternative 1, alternative 2.
Yeah, and it's obviously got real-time data. So I asked ChatGPT what it thought of the firing of Sam Altman, and obviously I'm not aware of this.
Who is Sam Altman?
Who is that? Yeah, he's the visionary behind it. But it didn't give me an answer, obviously, because it didn't have that data for the free version, at least.
Yeah.
So I think we've come to a point now with ChatGPT, after a year of full speed, non-stop AI news and speculation, like, is it a blessing or is it a curse for recruitment? Your first thoughts, Martijn?
I think it's, but I'm really positive. I think it's a blessing.
But luckily, we don't need to say or think anything because the University of Ghent in Belgium have figured this question out for us.
Perfect.
So they have a postdoctoral researcher called Louis Lippens, which reminded me of Louis Litt of the series Suits, but I don't know why they did that. So he discusses the impact and related artificial intelligence on the job market, and very specifically personnel selection processes, something we've gone over in a previous episode. So he led a team who conducted a simulated CV screening task with ChatGPT, and it did reveal sort of discriminatory behavior based on ethnic identity when evaluating applicants. That doesn't sound as anything new to the world of recruitment, but so the article highlights the potential impact, and it really looked at what sort of impact can it really have on HR and recruitment, obviously. And he says it's a tool to streamline personnel selections, and it can automate certain tasks, bulk screening of CVs. But he does have concerns whether ChatGPT and similar language models can truly contribute to the objectivity. The article sort of finishes up by saying discrimination in the CV screening process is there when ChatGPT does it, but it's all about just the fact that it's always been there. And it uses data that's always been there. So, he suggests that while AI can actually reduce gender discrimination, which is good, it may also reinforce existing biases present in training data. So, in a nutshell, because the data, you're relying on past data, and the data has always been slightly discriminatory towards certain people, it is still going to be discriminatory.
Yeah.
Just putting it really, but it was a big research. I think over 30,000. I don't have the number on me. Like over 30,000 studies, like job postings and candidate profiles. Yeah. So on one hand, there's clear evidence of racial and ethnic bias with candidates' names associated with certain ethnicities experiencing less positive response. But on the other hand, the study did not find that structural gender discrimination that I just mentioned. So, could be a blessing.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see this developing. And yesterday I was hosting an online talk show for agency recruiters about all the legislation for next year.
Yeah,
and there was Inge Brattingas. She's a Dutch a legal advisor.
Okay.
And I asked her, so what do you think about next year? Was this year already the big shift, and also about legislation, or will it be 2024? And she said that this year, 2024, will be more calm.
Okay.
All this year should be the big shift.
This was the big shift.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean it makes sense. I know the Gartner hype cycle has been criticized for its AI stuff, and we've gone over that, but it could just very well be that it's now getting into the valley of disillusionment slowly, because you can't imagine a more AI led year than this.
Yeah.
Like this was just every month something new happened.
Yeah.
And it felt like we couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me.
Yeah.
Imagine, recruiters having to work with all of these new AI tools all the time.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to keep up and really make it your own.
Yeah, and there will also be a shift. There's a lot of tools. Some of them even we did last episode. No, the episode before, the 6th episode.
Well, the
to
vacancy text generators.
all the text generators.
Yeah.
Already one who has been live for a couple of months, and I spoke to the founder. He said, "Yeah, well, if I tried to sell the company to someone and it didn't succeed, and now it doesn't develop anymore, but
it's just there.
It's because there's a lot of competition." And
yeah, I mean it's a tough market, I'd assume, and it reinforces the point of because for my work I speak to so many founders of companies, and what the successful ones all have in common is that they really stick to their original problem that they want to solve.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like many of them, not to criticize anyone, but a lot of companies have just put out an AI tool just for the sake of having one. And,
to be one of the first.
To be one of the first, and to spend a lot of time and resources and not really doing any other type of product innovation.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is quite dangerous, because it feels like, to me, at least from an outsider, that you're not following your original problem that you wanted to solve as a company.
Yep.
And therein lies the danger, I think, for AI and in terms of corporate use and wanting it as an extra business model, because I can understand it. If you've got good developers on board who can, take the OpenAI code and they can make something of it that could actually be of use. But we're getting to a point where there are, like the text generators that we mentioned, they all pretty much are alike, but if you really, do an extra screening or something other than text generation, because, we've got ChatGPT, we've got Google Bard, we've got text generators.
Yeah.
We don't need another 20 or 30 or 2,000.
2,000. No, it is. So before we close, I promise to show you my own GPT.
Martijn GPT?
Yeah.
Or what have you called it?
It's called, well, it's in Dutch, but of course, as we just mentioned, we can ask a ChatGPT to make it to write it in English or French or whatever language we want. So it's called Recruitment Systeem Selectieadviseur. That's Dutch for ATS Selection Advisor. And why was it in Dutch? Because we started in the Netherlands. We have some Dutch websites, recruitmentsystemen.nl. It's all about applicant tracking systems. And recruitmenttech.nl, it's the Dutch version of what we also do on the .com website. So, and what I asked, what I programmed, it cost me 10 seconds to say to the GPT, first go to recruitmentsystemen.nl.
Yeah.
For the information, then go to recruitmenttech.nl, and if you can't find any information, go to Google. Not to Google, but to go to the web browser and find your information. So
okay,
in this, this is some. You can have some pre-text. So who do you within your company do you ask to help you with selecting an applicant tracking system? So that's what we see here. Okay, now, well, this is, he asked the HR recruitment team. So it's in Dutch. So I ask, can you please in English? And because all the source information is in Dutch.
You're so polite. You're asking, please do.
Yeah.
I do that too. I've seen some prompts where people just go, do this, do that. And I always just add a nice please or thank you.
Yeah. I'll do it to humans, not to coffee.
Please.
Oh, hi. Good morning, ChatGPT. So this is this first looks at the information and the source information. So that's what I really like, and to to make it really creative.
Yeah.
Can you make a realistic picture of two male podcast hosts behind a white desk talking about AI recruitment?
I'm curious.
So
to see
that's
what
that's
happens.
something. What so this if you you go it because Dell E is now integrated. So you don't have to. Can Dell E do that? If you say something like make a realistic picture or a picture in the style of Rembrandt, then ChatGPT will do that. It takes some time. So now it's creating an image. So we have to talk, or maybe I can already tell something about the event. Didn't we mention the event?
I think we've mentioned it 5 times, but
Okay.
go for a 6th.
Yeah, it's a free online event, the 1st of February. Let's take at the picture.
What do we look like? AI.
Wow,
Has it given me glasses?
glasses?
No, I don't.
No,
I can't
you
fully see.
No, you don't have glasses.
Ah.
Oh, no, no. Oh, we're very serious looking
We are two very.
guys.
Why is there a 3rd microphone?
Oh, their microphones
And
are
why
much,
are we
much
called
better.
AI recruitment?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers. I see in it.
6 fingers.
6.
Love it.
And it's not
Lovely.
recruitment, it's AI recruitment.
Yeah, recruitment.
Recruitment.
No, that's
So-
our new
yeah.
podcast.
But
AI
okay.
recruitment.
So one small prompt, one sentence, and then
Yeah,
you've got
6
this.
fingers. 1 prompt, 6 fingers.
Yeah.
I have you like for me the biggest frustration with AI generated images is that they just mess up the letters every time. Why is that?
I don't
You'd
know.
say that it's a language model, right? That they've got. I don't know why that happens. It happens every time.
Yeah.
I always have to say when I want to create an AI image, don't use any letters because it's going to ruin the image.
Yeah.
But lovely stuff. You were mentioning an event, Martijn. So he's playing with GPT.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted because I asked ChatGPT to do it in a Rembrandt-esque style.
Awesome.
And then you've got some text. It's a Baroque art style with dramatic use of light and shadow and rich, deep colors. So
welcome to
I'm
Recruitment Art
I'm very
podcast.
Oh, this
God.
of-
Oh, what's happened?
he's also there.
Why is he? A Rembrandt is actually there.
He's our podcast.
We
Podcast
finally found a
guest.
3rd host.
Yes, we've got them. So, okay, well, stop playing. So I was talking about the event the 1st of February. It's an online event, 90 minutes with a perfect host.
And a perfect co-host.
co-host. Well, yes, I will do
Yeah.
the results of the
AI
of
survey.
the AI survey. So please go to our website.
And sign up.
Yeah, sign up for the event. If you first fill in the survey, or
Yep.
then you come on a new landing page, and you can say, I want to win those
Amazon
those
vouchers.
Amazon vouchers, and you can also say, I want to stay up to date and register for our newsletter. And you can also, with one form, you can
Register for
register
free.
3 things. So that would be perfect. Go to our website, AI-in-recruitment.com/Outlook 2024. But you can see also in the menu, you can see all the information.
Well,
about
sorry,
the
I
event.
missed the website. Could you please do that again?
Yeah, just Google it.
See, Google isn't.
It's too new, the website. I don't think ChatGPT will.
No,
will
it's
know the
indexed.
website.
I've seen it. It's
Yeah?
yeah.
Okay,
it's indexed.
ChatGPT, okay.
If you search for AI in recruitment or Outlook, you can find our event. So,
perfect.
so we don't even need to name the full
No,
web
but
title.
I can do it.
You can
once
just
again.
Google it.
AI-in-recruitment.com/Outlook 2024. So,
Yeah, in a nutshell, it makes sense, a lot of sense now. Why? Because we reached out to OpenAI, can we please have an interview with Sam Altman? And they said no. It makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
I don't.
he's now on my voicemail, so maybe. So stay tuned for the
Stay
next
tuned.
episode.
Sam Altman might be the next guest.
Yes.
But thank you very much again for joining us on this never-ending exploration of ChatGPT's evolution.
Yeah.
I look forward to our next episode. Have we got a topic already, Martijn?
No.
So open to suggestions. Anyone?
It's December.
December 1.
December.
So we have a special guest then.
We have in January we have already a special guest. This Geert-Jan Waasdorp in January
Of Intelligence Group.
of Challenge Group, and also
So the special guest is
Recruit.ai.
ChatGPT probably.
Yeah,
Or me
or Sam
and you.
Altman.
Sam Altman.
Thank you.
Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Bye bye.